party? I'm always ready for a party. And some good food. I hope each and every one of you are well. Burn a little Palo Santo. It smells amazing. Clean his face. Alright. And of course, a little cinnamon. Oh man. I keep saying it. Please do it. Burn you some cinnamon, baby. It is so worth it. You talk about laughing up the place. You be ready to lick the walls. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Hey, y'all. Okay. So before we get into all that, let us pray. And real quick, if you're new, Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to come together once again to honor you, praise you, and thank you for all the wonderful things that you have done, from waking us up this morning to laying us down safely, for getting us to where we need to be safely, for teaching us what we need to know about ourselves and the world, and utilizing us to the best of our abilities in this world on your behalf. Lord, we thank you for our ancestors, for them fighting in realms that we cannot see. We thank you for them cheering us along, all those that wish us well. We thank you for the archangels for taking the assignment on to protect us, to bestow messages to us on your behalf, and doing all the things that they do in a realm that we cannot see. Lord, we return any evil sender back to any evil eye back to sender 10 times fold. Enjoy all of that. And the church say, what? Amen. Return any evil eye to sender. Yes, please and thank you. Take that all back. Try to tongue tie me not to get it out, but I got it out anyway. And here's some tea from my ancestors. Please accept this as my offering. Thank you for coming before me and paving the way for myself and the generations to come. Amen. So, and for those of you all who are returning, what's up? Welcome back either way. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I absolutely enjoy bringing messages forth for those who need to hear it. And if you are here, it is by no coincidence this message is for you, child. All right, let's get into it. How have you been? Drop it in the comments. Oh my God. So right before I started recording, and for those of you I don't know, I'm going to intuitively pull some scriptures that you could use right about now so that you can keep calm and trust God. Pray and let God worry. Right before I recorded, I got a notification about something. And it was weird because I had already gotten a letter saying that I had been denied for something that I had requested. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'll be transparent. It was for it was for qualifying for something to cover an expense, put it that way. And when it came back, denied, I even called and was like, because it didn't really give specifics as to why I had been denied. And so I called it in and I was like, well, can you explain to me, what does this mean exactly? And they said, well, because of your circumstance, you don't qualify. Okay, cool. No problem. And I did this proactively. And so I went and took care of, this thing, and wasn't prompted to pay. And I was like, okay, well, they'll probably just, send me an invoice or something. I got an email just now saying that I was approved, that they reviewed my records and was like, you know what, you're approved. And not only you're approved, but you're approved for an entire year for anything that you need. And I'm like, oh my goodness. you know, the message is keep on knocking. You know what I mean? Do it anyway. Try it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? What you already, you never know. I want to say this clearly. Even denials can be revoked, or reversed. That's the word I want to use. Even denials can be reversed, even when you least expect it. I literally, in the last 24 hours, have had so many things come into fruition that is like a straight confirmation to me that I'll be the first to say we can't really be the judge and jury of what is good versus bad. Like that's really a debatable point. But I will say you can tell who a person has been in their life based off of where they are, especially those who are older. If you have someone who is, in the second half of their life and their lives are going anyway, it's a direct reflection of who they were in the first half. And I must have been something really wonderful, because it feels like this harvest season is really reaping some amazing fruit. And I'm tremendously grateful. And I want to share that to say, just keep swimming. You think no one is paying attention, no one sees you, no one notices, but the energy cannot lie, and it will always come back exactly what you've put out. And I must have put out some amazing energy. All right. 2 cards have been waiting for us, or waiting for me. See, my throat be fine until I start. Be just fine. I'll get through this just fine. Okay, so it might be a little too dark in here. Just realize. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. We can be tired, weary, and emotionally distraught, but after spending time alone with God, we find that He injects into our bodies energy, power, and strength. Charles Stanley. Beautiful. So I really should have recorded on 11:11, because I am a master 11. I don't know if you know anything about life path numbers, but I'm a master 11, and that would have been a nice little nod to the spiritualness within me. So I kind of regret that a little bit, but I did honor myself on that day and my energy by acknowledging it in my own little way. Whatever your life path number is, drop it in the comments. I would love to know, especially any other Master 11s out there. This is our month. It's November. It's a very auspicious time for me. Hold on one second. I gotta clear my throat. I can't do it. Okay. So this month holds a lot of spiritual significance for me, a lot of personal, private significance and reason to celebrate. It's also the midway point between 2 birthdays. My children. My youngest will be 17 in December, and the oldest May 18 in October. And so November is a month to kind of take a breath before the rest of the finale of the year. Of course, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I speak nothing but love and joy in your direction, whether you recognize or celebrate the day or not, because that is very controversial, obviously. But I look at it as a reason to come together, eat, and enjoy one another. Just another excuse to do so. Anything outside of that, I just kind of let that be. So I hope and pray that wherever you are in the world, no matter if you witness the day or not, know that you are loved, you are lovable, and you are loved. And the world is better to have you. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Proverbs 16:3. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Helen Keller. Amen to that. Optimism has gotten me extremely far. And I was explaining to my children, I don't think a person will ever get 100% to the point where they have zero, because there's no such thing as 100%, right? Zero concern, worry, fear, anxiety about anything. I don't think, because even if it's 0.000000001, it still counts, right? But if you can override the majority of your nervous system yourself and reflect back and remembering all the times that you didn't know how things were going to work themselves out or how you were going to get through something, look at you still going. Just remind yourself from time to time that, yeah, it is working itself out. And so apply that when you face new challenges, new things that come along to grow you even that much more stronger and wise and useful to not only yourself, but to the world. I think everyone gets to a point in their lives where they want to give back, and knowledge is one of the best things that we can give. Just so that our future generations don't make the same mistakes that we did. And they can take that knowledge and do what they want, but at least they can't be told. They can't say they weren't told. May you experience the love of Christ. Then you will be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. Ephesians 3:19. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. 1 Peter 5:7. But yeah, optimism has carried me very far in life and has strengthened tremendously with every challenge that I find myself on the other side of victoriously. And there's no such thing as failure, because even in that, there's something to be learned that's far more valuable than a victory, maybe even, depending on what the situation is. No matter what it is, whatever is happening, I want to touch on a subject, but I don't think I have the words for it. But if anyone has ever lost a family member, and you're wondering why, especially if it's a younger person, regardless of the relationship, I could see someone questioning why. What was the point of that? But that person's impact in the world would be like trying to figure out how a single drop could cut a rock. It has a ripple effect. Everything has its importance. Everything has its purpose, and it's not for naught. Everything is connected, and to understand the connections to everything in the moment without being able to see the larger picture can be quite difficult, especially with the loss of someone younger. But even that is a part of something bigger than us. So if you are dealing with a loss, I am so sorry. I know that is tough. I could not imagine. But know that you have support for everyone who needs to hear that. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Be still and know that God is in control. And of course, all the cards will be in the description box below with an additional little message from me. All right. So we have, how many out here? 4? 3 to go. Do you have any holiday traditions that you enjoy? Or do you like to just be low key and by yourself? I'm somewhere in between. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Matthew 7:7. God never gives us anything to do that he does not give us the strength to do. Jack Hyles. I like that. Ask and it will, not it may could, might, would be, no, will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Let that sink in. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Walk boldly and wisely. There is a hand above that will help you on. Philip James Bailey. All right. We're down to the last one. Let's see. Is it my favorite? Got my favorite the first time, last time. Go back and watch that video. My favorite scripture of all so far. I have many others, but that is my biggest. And then we'll move on to our affirmations, because what? We understand that we only write checks that I can cash. And we are not irresponsible what comes out of our mouths or even what we're thinking. It's all energy. Feeding energy. If you're going to feed energy, let's at least let it feel good. At least let it be positive, you know? If you find yourself in a thought that just doesn't feel good, why are you thinking it? And why are you feeding it? Because in order to stay in a bad place, you got to keep thoughts coming. You got to keep the energy going. And the easiest way to feed the energy is through your thoughts. And so as soon as you become aware of the fact that you're going down a not so great rabbit hole, make the conscious decision to get out of that. Unless you want to be miserable. Some people like to be miserable and don't even realize it. I can't do that. Your sun will never set again, and your moon will never be dark, because the Lord will be your light forever. Isaiah 60:20. And this is the last card. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. James 5:16. Okay? So your prayers are heard, you are powerful, and let us keep calm and trust God. Okay? And I want to make this clear. In my universe, in my world, God is within. Not up in some distant place. God is right here in you and me and everyone else. So treat each other accordingly. Treat each other. There's a song from the 90s, What If God Were One of Us? And those lyrics hit so much harder to me now. You know, I was a teenager when that song came out. But yeah, like literally treat people like God was standing right in front of you. It's like your parent walks in the room when you're in the middle of doing something crazy. And it's like, oh, you know, what if that person that you cussing out, oh, I just remember the story. What if that person that you were about to cuss out or get frustrated with, or, you know, whatever the scenario may be where treatment may not be the greatest. What if that was God? What if that literally was a representation of God and you're being tested? I'll get to my story in a second. I love myself deeply. And again, that was your blessed 7, ladies and gentlemen. So we will have that listed in the description box below, along with your affirmations. And the first one out is I love myself deeply. All right, real quick story time, children. So I get on the expressway. I'm headed to the store to get something. My children are in the back seat. It's about 7 o'clock at night. I live in the Midwest. It's pretty dark at this point. I was only going to be on the expressway for just a few minutes, maybe not even a whole 8 minutes. Point is, there's no one out there. Okay? Nobody out there. Just me and just like a handful of vehicles, including a semi-truck who is barreling down the expressway. Unbeknownst to me, I get in his lane. I get in the middle lane. There's someone that's in the right lane who's driving a little bit slower than I would like. And so as a decent human being, I signaled and got over into the middle lane. Wasn't quite ready to get in the far left lane because my exit was coming soon. So what was the point? This truck comes barreling down the road behind me and decides to sit on my trunk, essentially. Okay. And the car that I'm currently driving is quite small. not quite, but it's, in comparison to a semi truck, seriously, it's small. This person, uh, clearly annoyed at my decision to get in his lane, decides to blast his headlights, flicker them, I guess to demand that I get out of his way. Again, there's no one on the expressway except for me and like just a few other vehicles. Seriously, just go around. Okay. In true Taurus fashion, I take my foot ever so slightly off the gas and let the car decelerate just enough to make it clear I'm not that one. Okay. So, what does this trucker decide to do? He decides after a little bit of time to snatch over to the right lane, get behind the car that was just a few yards in front of me, and try to basically push me out of the middle lane into the right lane or left lane so that he could take over the middle lane. And what did I do? I didn't move at all. And when he realized that we were about to hit, I'm sure it probably clicked in his brain that it would be known it was his fault because I was in that lane all day long and there was absolutely no way that this large truck was going to be able to merge into this lane without me either having to slam my brakes or quickly maneuver over into the left lane. I didn't move. I did not move. Pissed him off even more. He had to decelerate, get behind the car that was in front of him, and then he quickly snatched back into my lane and blared his lights again, at which point I obliged and took my foot off the gas even more. Finally, he decided to go around me and drive off. And you know what? My exit was about 2 seconds later. Got off the expressway. I didn't raise my blood pressure. I didn't get this man a finger. I didn't, honk my horn. I didn't speed up next to him. I didn't do any of that. I simply let this person own that energy all by themselves to the point where my children had no clue as to what had happened until we got home and we talked about it. And my oldest goes, I wonder why I got so bright in the car at one point. And the whole time I was thinking to myself, I'm going to let you keep that energy. I'm going to let you stay in that aggravated place or wherever you are. And you can have that all by yourself. I don't have to own any of that. It's not my place. It's not my business. I'm literally cruising along, listening to music, happy, content. My children and I, we're in a good place. And you're going to jeopardize our safety because what? You felt like I got in your lane? To all the truckers out there that feel some type of way, like you own the road, God is going to humble you. Because remember, you are driving a very heavy piece of machinery that can do a lot of damage to yourself and innocent people. And to get so wrapped up in your ego to think that you can bully somebody on the road and put us all in jeopardy. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. For what? I could have been an elderly person who was scared out of their mind. I could have been a teenager who just learned how to drive on the expressway and was terrified. I could have been anything or anyone. But at the end of the day, I'm a mother of 2 children with her children in the backseat. My life means absolutely zero to you outside of the fact that I was in your lane. The way that people can treat each other on this planet, again, I'm not judge and jury, but I can tell you I know it when I see one. And it's devastating because it's like, for why? We're floating on a rock in the middle of nowhere and we can treat each other however we want. We could have a complete utopia if we could all actually just get on the same page. And this is what we do to each other. It's mind blowing. So that was my little story. And again, that actually, for whatever reason, I feel like in that scenario, that was to teach myself and that person in that truck a lesson. For me, that I don't have to be triggered or bullied. I don't have to, bend to the will of someone else. Plus, I'm a Taurus, so that wasn't gonna happen anyway. He picked the right one because I wasn't doing nothing. But then also for this person to realize you're absurd and you're going to keep that on your own. I'm pretty sure that person's home life is a nightmare, and hopefully they wake up. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're the cause of it. I choose to prioritize myself. I choose to prioritize myself. So don't let anybody bully you. Don't let anybody force your hand out of, frustration or trigger you to a point where you do something that's, beneath you, or, you know, lower yourself to a vibration that doesn't honor who you truly are. I'm not going to do all that. The old me probably would have. I ain't gonna lie. But I got my kids in the car. What am I showing them? You know? And again, the old me has probably done those things in front of my kids, cussed and gave the person the finger and acted a whole. Yeah, no, that's not who I am anymore. And remember, you can make a decision right now to be somebody else, and say that's just not who I am anymore. But we can't flip flop and go back and forth, right? Pick a side of the fence and stay on it. And when you grow, the hopes is that when you know better, you do better. Yes. I love myself fully. Okay. I just thought that was amazing. It was like, what is this about? And mind you, I know it was divinely aligned because where we had come from before, my oldest had left something and we had to turn around and go back and get it. And so if he hadn't left that, we wouldn't have had that experience. We had been 1 second off or 1 minute off, that experience would not have occurred because we weren't that far from the expressway when this happened. And yeah, you can kind of tell when something is divinely aligned to teach you something, either about yourself, the world, or all of the above. And I believe I passed out with flying colors because, honey, I just, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna burn my gas or move over into a lane without looking so that I can get smacked by a car flying down the left lane. You crazy. I can do anything I put my mind to. That's 4. Just out. Everything works out for my highest good. Remember that. Oh, please do that. The next time you feel like you are, genuinely being tested, which can happen at any given moment. A great mantra. Everything is always working out for me. Everything's always working out for me. Even this, especially this. Everything is always working out for me. And just hold on to that. My past is not a reflection of my future. Nope. Okay, how many we got out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more to go. And then we'll move on to spirit messages. I'm feeling like it's time for some new cards, y'all. What do you think? It's time to pull out some new decks. I actually have like 3 other decks that I have not ever used on this channel. Excuse me. So maybe I'll try. They're in a little bit more of a different direction, and I think that I think I would have to make a whole new channel for those decks. But I can always rebrand. I can always, take a turn. But I think the messages would be different. So we'll see. You see me pop up with a new channel, make sure you subscribe, like, follow, share, all that good stuff. But specifically, please comment. I love it when you guys comment. I believe in my ability to unlock the way and set myself free. I was gonna say my mind. I believe in my ability to unlock the way and set myself free. Yes, set yourself free. That's what November definitely represents for me. I set myself free in November. Some pivotal things typically do happen to me in November now that I think about it. But a year ago, very soon, this month, some very, very important events occurred in my life that changed everything. And it started with a silent declaration to myself that I choose myself and that I wasn't putting up with any more shenanigans on any level anymore. And I'm tremendously proud of myself. And so this month means a lot to me. November means a whole lot to me. I'm so grateful for it. It's like Christmas coming early. the level of peace restored in my life and all the changes that have occurred have been nothing short of a miracle. And I know there is a higher power that is within all of us that is listening and tapped in. Trust yourself, child. And trusting yourself, you trust God. All right, Spirit, give us 3 messages. Trusting yourself is trusting God. And if you don't believe in a higher power, it's funny how sometimes things will put you in a position to revisit that. Something happening, you might start questioning, like, maybe there is something out here, something bigger out here. I mean, no one can truly, genuinely explain any of this. The cosmos, the stars, the planet, our own existence. Nobody can actually say for 1000% factually our origins. Nobody. So there has to be a higher power here. This entire situation is magical. You watching right now are absolutely magical. Look at your hands, look at your feet, look at your body, your skin, your eyes, your teeth, your tongue, your ears, your ability to sense anything is magical. Just in that itself. And then compound everything else on top of that. Like, when a door doesn't open, don't waste your energy trying to make it open. It's closed for a reason. You are being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are part of the cycle of life. They make way for wonderful new beginnings and opportunities. I love it. Oh, let me not forget my tea. My tea is sitting down here waiting, like, excuse you. Excuse you. I'm fasting again. When am I not fasting, right? Someone asked, why do you fast? Because I love food that much. And if I didn't fast, this would be a different channel. Straight up. All right, 2 more messages, Spirit. I'm a Taurus through and through. And we love food because it's just comforting. Those sensations and those tastes. I get a hold of a good bag of chips and I don't even know what to do with myself other than finish it. So yes, I work out every day in some kind of way. And I fast every day for some length of time so that I can enjoy whatever it is I'm about to enjoy next. Okay? Without guilt. Have more faith in yourself. When I just saying that, be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. Don't you ever dim your light. Never shall you ever dim your light. I can actually remember doing that in my 20s around specific people, toning it down. And I remember I witnessed this happen to my son, my youngest son. It was his 8th grade graduation. And my youngest has always been uniquely silly in his own little self. And I love that, as he should be. And a relative of his was like, you need to bring that down. Now, mind you, it's his graduation. He's excited. You know, it's his moment. You know, he has an older brother. And I can only imagine what it's like to have an older brother who tends to be more accepted versus yourself. You know, in this particular dynamic, it's not uncommon for people to be treated differently. And he was told to turn it down. And it took everything out of me not to be like, but I knew that this interaction was going to be short-lived because these individuals like to show up for things just for show and not actually be emotionally available. It's more physically, you know, than emotionally. But I hurt for him because I'm like, how dare you tell this child to tone down his excitement for his own achievement? Like, people operate from a place of, if they can't do it, then you can't either, because it makes them feel uncomfortable. Oh, what the hell am I toning myself down because you feel uncomfortable? Go home. Why are you here? Look away. Why are you tuning in? Like, what? Let people be who they want to be. And I've always told my children, if you want to put on a pink tutu and stroll down the street, as long as you ain't doing nothing to harm nobody where they think you're insane and need to be wrapped up somewhere, child, wear the tutu. Oh, excuse me. All right, YouTube, don't do it to me. If your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that. Rise above it. Don't place limitations on what you think you can achieve. Don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways. Welcome abundance in all forms into your life. Please and thank you. All right. That's your 3 messages out there. And where will they be? In the description box below. Come on, notifications. Cut it out. Okay. We're moving right along to the big old deck. I said big old deck, okay? Don't be nasty. I think I'm gonna turn on some extra light for this one because I can't. These cards are so opaque. Hold on. Hopefully that helped a little bit. I feel like it was like a little psh of light and that was it. The sweater is warm, boy. Excuse me. I probably would have knocked the camera over trying to pause it to sneeze. All right, so this is our Rethink deck. Let's see what we get. I'm getting better at shuffling this deck. I just realized that because I used to struggle. I have the hands of a 5-year-old. Pretty small. I don't know if you can tell that. Actually, see, this deck is not that big in compared to my hand. It ain't that much bigger. So that just lets you know. It used to be a struggle, but I'm getting better. Maybe I should name the video, what used to be a struggle is getting better. Because it is. Just keep swimming. Patience. Aha. Patience is the first card out here. And it says, with unwavering patience, I navigate the path toward my goals, understanding that genuine success requires time and dedicated effort. I wholeheartedly trust in the transformative power of the journey, allowing it to unfold at its own pace. If you have to force it, all right, you need to rethink it. But trust in your ability to be successful in whatever you set out to do. Don't be the what ifs or, is this even something I should be doing? I'm guilty of that. Even with this channel, sometimes I'm like, but it doesn't matter. Whoever it's meant to be for is going to get it. And that's what matters, And I know. But if you're here and you're watching, this message is for you. And I'm very happy to deliver for you. The richness of the universe. Ooh, I've never seen this card before. Hold on, I need a little water. My throat just went through something. Let me tell you what though. Okay. So, richness of the universe. I trust in the abundant opportunities and resources that the universe. I trust in the abundant opportunities and resources the universe provides to support my goals. I confidently attract everything I need to thrive and succeed in life. Operative word there. I confidently attract everything. That's a confirmation. I need to thrive and succeed in life. How encouraging and beautiful is that? I like it. All right. Namaste. For those of you all who just absolutely need some homework out there, I got you. Namahu. Nama what? Namaste. All right. Yes, I can be cheesy on my own channel. Oh my God, this card. Okay. I was hoping I didn't knock the mic off. Back to basics. Spill the tea. The best things in life are free. I agree. I always say if it's free, it's for me, baby. When the world becomes too overwhelming, leave it all behind. Get back to basics and escape within yourself. Pretend nothing else exists except you. What part of your body feels the safest and calmest? Center yourself there now. Let everything else fall away. Remain in this state for 8 minutes. Giving time to yourself instead of everything else allows you to recharge and reconnect with your energy and power. This will give you the gift of harmony. The gift of harmony. I like it. And one more namaste. Ooh, there you go. The power of touch. All right, let's get into it, children. And it's a long one. I don't really care. It's just that when I go to edit, sometimes it can be tough. Touch is a primal desire, a desire for connection. Touch allows us to feel connected to others. The more you are able to physically touch people you love, the more you will feel connected to this world. Hold someone's hand, rub their back, put your arm around them, or hug them. This act of physical touch reminds us that we are not alone. If you cannot be physical in your touch, then of course we can use our words to gently touch others. Warm words and words of encouragement allow us to touch other people with speech. Positive words can reduce stress, just like a loving physical touch. And that is the purpose of this channel. I'm just sending out love to the cosmos, i.e. you. Yeah, I remember when I made the conscious decision to unlearn everything I'd ever known about what I witnessed from my own childhood when it came to adults and parenting and interactions with children. If you're an 80s baby, you may be able to relate. Because we were kind of like the go outside and figure it out generation. And children are seen and not heard. I heard that a lot coming up. When I had my own children, I was like, you know what? I remember a very pivotal moment where I was like, I am not going to recreate what I came from. I'm just not. My children deserve far better than this. They need to be held. They need to be hugged and told they're good and loved and all of that. Yeah. And touch is so powerful to the point where I realized I needed to make a conscious decision to hug and hold my children. But I'd always been that person, but specifically with my children, though, you know, glide my fingers through their hair, stroke their back, hug them randomly, give them sweet kisses. All of that is so important. I don't think that we can be any worse off, you know, of course, as long as it's not deviant, right, from affection. All right, busted Bible roulette. All right, what is the message today? And if I get tongue tied, you can go ahead and laugh because I'm laughing with you. Because yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and act like I can pronounce all these words. I'm usually asking Alexa, like, excuse me, what? How do you say that? I hate butchering names, but I mean, come on. This is the Bible. In most of my studies of it, it was in silence, you know, so I didn't get to practice enunciating as a priest would or someone who's, you know, this is all new to me. So I'm going to say, get over it now and forgive me for butchering these names because it's going to happen and it's going to be all right. The message is still there. All right, let's see. Old Testament, New Testament in the middle, and we're here. 2 Kings. And this is my New Living Translation Bible, by the way. And of course, because I'm in candlelight, baby can't see nothing. So brace yourself when I come back, okay? It's going to be bright. And I'm back. You good? Okay. So, children, we're going to do 2 Kings 5 through 6. And 6 took an interesting twist real quick. All right, so I'm only going to read what I have highlighted and or underlined, and I pray you go back and read the rest, although the last part of 6 is quite interesting. I'm about to sit and meditate on that one. All right, so the healing of Naaman. So I'm at 5:7. Again, this is 2 Kings 5. When the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his clothes in dismay and said, "This man sends a leper to heal. I am God that I can give. Am I God that I can give life and take it away?" I can see that he's just trying to pick a fight with me. But when Elijah, the man of God, heard the king of Israel had torn his clothes in dismay, he sent this message to him: "Why are you so upset? Send Naaman to me, and he will learn that there is a true prophet here in Israel." So Naaman went with the horses and chariots and waited at the door of Elijah's house. But Elijah sent a messenger out to him with this message: "Go and wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Then your skin will be restored, and you will be healed of your leprosy." But Naaman became angry and stalked away. "I thought he would certainly come out to meet me," he said. "I expected him to wave his hand over the leprosy and call on the name of the Lord his God and heal me. Aren't the rivers of Damascus, the Albany, and the Pharpar better than any of the rivers in Israel? Why shouldn't I wash in them and be healed?" So Naaman turned and went away in rage. But his officers tried to reason with him and said, "Sir, if the prophet has told you to do something very difficult, wouldn't you have done it? So you should certainly obey him when he says simply, 'Go wash and be cured.'" So Naaman went down to the Jordan River and dipped himself 7 times as the man of God instructed him, and his skin became as healthy as the skin of a young child's, and he was healed. Then Naaman and his entire party went back and found the man of God. They stood before him, and Naaman said, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except of Israel, so please accept a gift from your servant." But Elijah replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, whom I serve, I will not accept any gifts." And though Naaman urged him to take the gift, Elijah refused. 17. When Naaman said, "All right, please allow me to load 2 of my mules with earth from this place, and I will take it back home with me. From now on, I will never again offer burnt offerings or sacrifices to any other God except the Lord. However, may the Lord pardon me in this one thing. When my master, the king, goes into the temple of God of Rimnan to worship there and leans on my arm, may the Lord pardon me when I bow to." 19. Go in peace, Elijah said. So Naaman started home again. What I say earlier, people who don't necessarily believe in a higher power are oftentimes put in positions to think a little different. So now we're going to drop down to 25. When he went to his master, Elijah asked him, "Where have you been, Gehazi?" But Elijah, 26, but Elijah asked him, "Don't you realize that I was there in spirit when Naaman stepped down from his chariot to meet you? Is this the time to receive money and clothing, olive groves and vineyards, sheep and cattle, and male and female servants? Because you have done this, you and your descendants will suffer from Naaman's leprosy forever." When Gehazi left the room, he was covered in leprosy. His skin was white as snow. 6. The floating axe head. But as one of them was cutting a tree, his axe head fell into the river. "Oh, sir," he cried. It was borrowed. It was a borrowed axe." 6. Where did it fall?" the man of God asked. When he showed him the place, Elijah cut a stick and threw it into the water at that spot. Then the axe head floated to the surface. "Grab it," Elijah said, and the man reached out and grabbed it. So now we're going to go down to Elijah traps the Arameans. Excuse me. Told you it was going to happen. So we're at 6:15. When the servant of the man of God got up early the next morning and went outside, there were troops, horses, and chariots everywhere. Oh, sir, what will we do now? The young man cried to Elijah. 16. Don't be afraid, Elijah told him, for there are more on our side than on theirs. 17. Then Elijah prayed, O Lord, open his eyes and let him see. The Lord opened the young man's eyes, and when he looked up, he saw that the hillside around Elijah was filled with horses and chariots of fire. 18. As the Aramean army advanced towards Elijah, prayed, O Lord, please make them blind. So the Lord struck them with blindness, and as Elijah had asked. Then Elijah went out to them. You have come to the wrong way. This isn't the right city. Follow me. I will take you to the man you are looking for. And he led them to the city of Samaria. 20. As soon as they entered Samaria, Elijah prayed, O Lord, now open their eyes and let them see. So the Lord opened their eyes, and they discovered that they were in the middle of Samaria. 21. When the king of Israel saw them, he shouted to Elijah, My father, should I kill them? Should I kill them? 22. Of course not, Elijah replied. Do we kill prisoners of war? Give them food and drink, and send them home again to their master. 23. So the king made a great feast for them, and then sent them home to their master. After that, the Aramean raiders stayed away from the land of Israel. Ben-Hadad seizes Samaria. 24. Sometime later, however, King Hadad of Aram mustered his army and besieged Samaria. As a result, there was a great famine in the city. The siege lasted so long that a donkey's head sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a cup of dove's dung sold for 5 pieces of silver. One day, as the king of Israel was walking along the wall of the city, a woman called to him, Please help me, my lord the king. 27. He answered, If the Lord doesn't help you, what can I do? I have neither food from the threshing floor nor wine from the press to give you. But then the king asked, What is the matter? She replied, This woman said to me, Come on, let's eat your son today, then we will eat my son tomorrow. So I cooked my son and ate him. Then the next day I said, Kill your son so we can eat him. But she has hidden her son. When the king heard this, he tore his clothes in despair. And as the king walked along the wall, the people could see that he was wearing burlap under his robe next to his skin. 31. May God strike me and even kill me if I don't separate Elijah's head from his shoulders this very day, the king vowed. 32. Elijah was sitting in his house with the elders of Israel when the king sent a messenger to summon him. But before the messenger arrived, Elijah said to the elders, A murderer has sent a man to cut off my head. When he arrives, shut the door and keep him out. We will soon hear his master's steps following him. 33. Elijah was still saying this. Elijah was still saying this, the messenger arrived, and the king said, All this misery is from the Lord. Why should I wait for the Lord any longer? Okay, so we're going to digest that one, and I will have some additional messages in the description box below. It's time to burn our bay leaves. Get your intention ready. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So, thank you for rocking out with me. I hope you have set your intentions. It's time to burn our bay leaves. Okay, and if you don't have any, that's okay. I do. So, nothing weird, nothing against anybody's, free will, nothing illegal. All positive and goodness, okay? I believe in you as you believe with me. Yes? Okay. So once again, thank you for sharing this altar time with me, getting some positivity and some motivation. Okay? Whether you are starting your day
settling in or in the middle of your day, wherever you are in the world, know that there's nothing but love, peace, and light here for you. That you are lovable and loved. And just keep on going. Just got you, baby. All right. So, once again, I am D. I am your nurse. I am your Christian intuitive. I am your big sister, and your company has come to an end. So, please make sure you stay safe, appropriate for wherever the weather is in your part of the world. Okay? Stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay sane, stay tuned, and most of all, beloved, stay loved. Until next time, ciao.